Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. Working through a very problematic mini DVD disc. Okay, so these types of discs right here. Now, this particular customer had finalized some, not finalized others. They weren't, some of them are scratched. This particular disc I'm working through right now, they wrote on the data side. It was a double-sided disc, okay? So it's actually silver on both sides with this particular, but it's all clear. And they wrote, there was one side, A side was blank, B side had content, but they'd written on the B side with a marker like this, on this type of side here, the date side, Christmas 1996. So I took some alcohol and acetone, rubbed it all off, and then tried to run it through software, it wouldn't read, it does have some blemishes on it. And this is coming up constant now, so I'm just capturing this through the camera. This is the only way I'm getting this to play. And I'm having to piece all of these together. You'll see here in a second. Look, disk error. But I've ran this through CD roller on the PC. That was kicking it back. I managed to find one Sony, these beefier Sonys, not the kind of later ones, the earlier ones. Like these are kind of janky and just a little plasticky. These things here are weight, you feel the weight on them. They're just a lot higher quality, better optical drives on them and from the early days. So this is actually picking it up. But what I'm doing is I'm capturing all these different clips, okay, from start to finish. So when it goes disk error, it makes a noise, bidding, 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 and then it just says disk error. I am capturing it through Elgato here. For the trolls out there that constantly go on about, software, many different ways to do this. But when you're dealing with problematic media, fickle software, file sizes, all the rendering times, and a customer base out there that are so conditioned to seeing $6 a tape, $9 a tape through all these crappy companies. And when you're charging the correct rate to do this correctly, because let me just tell you, I would say 99 out of 100 transfer companies would have given up on this. And this is Christmas 2006. It's memories, it's children, it's family. You got to give it your best effort, which takes time and skill and patience. And you have to charge, this is all data recovery. Just like if your hard drive failed. These discs are like mini hard drives. All the videotapes, they all have issues. So you have to, if you're doing this correctly and you have a conscience and you are a quality and customer service driven transfer company, and let's face it, there's not many of us out there in the world that are really going to the ends of the earth here. And if you're looking for a company to do this, you get what you pay for. So if you're doing this yourself, you're going to have some of these older bulletproof camcorders that can read this stuff, because all of the regular DVD players do not read them that well. I've got on here clean because the drive needs cleaning in here. Don't even talk to me about the video heads right now. So I'm getting all these files, and then I'm going to be condensing them into editing them into one file. And that is why you have to use all of this, MPEG-4 file size friendly 480 capture versus, everyone, trolls, you should be doing this in 4K with AI upres, with TBC. Yes, of course, but you've got to understand price points. You've got to understand the consumer has 100 discs. Are they going to have to remortgage their house to do this correctly? And I say to everyone, by all means, do it yourself, and you'll very quickly find out that this is a pain in the ass. And these discs are just a nightmare. So I'm going through this again, and I'm just going to hit play. And where the disc is left off, this might, here we go. So it carries on. So the optical, the laser, sorry, has not retracted back, you know, to the beginning with this. So it is flashing right here with the error code, but it is still, yep. Actually, that was the end of the disc right there. Didn't give an error. So I've managed to capture the entire contents of this disc right here. And this is another thing with software. Look, boom, file's ready. Versus all this messing around. You have to find, if you are in the business or you're trolling around, you've got to understand economics. Time equals money. And the customer base out there is not willing or really respects, on the whole, thanks to Legacy Box, Southtree, Kodak Digitizing, iMemories, you know, all these different companies that are all competing for this crap outcome. And when you send off discs to like Legacy Box, Kodak Digitize, and Southtree, they're the same company. You send these discs off, you prepay. They send them all back with stickers on them saying they can't transfer this media. And then you got to fight for a refund. Yeah, and they put stickers all across the disc. Sometimes I've had them where they're on the back. You got to peel them off. They don't peel off. It's a nightmare. So now I've got to take all these files, and I'm using QuickTime here. And let's have a look here. I've got them all listed, 5.2, coded out. Hold on 1 second. So I'm going to show you exactly what is involved here. So look, you can see all these 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. I've just, you know, created continuing coded files, but I got to find the first one. The very first one is 15.1.50. That's not it. BW15. Let me just double check. No, that's not it. Okay, so 15.1, and then what you do is you've got the beginning, and then you take the other files, and I just want to make sure this is the right one. Yeah. So you take the other files, you hold down the mouse, and you drag it into the timeline here. See, look, it adds it, okay? And you just keep doing that. And 2.1, that one went for a while. 2.2, and 2.3. So now you've got this daisy chain of 1, 2, hold on, you can see it right here. 1, and it's highlighted, just like if you got an iPhone. 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces now become 26 minutes and 26 seconds. And then boom, and then I'm just gonna leave it as untitled right now, and then save it. And now watch this. Saving some max. This is an older one, 17 minutes, and it's gonna be then creating one MOV file, and you just change the extension to .mpeg4, and then you're gonna have one file for that. Now this disk here, and I will show you the state of it, and I'm amazed. So look, this is the color of these particular discs, and the customer had written Xmas 2006 on this side here and didn't write on the blank side. Do not ever write on these discs, other than if they're on the top like this, they're printed. Don't write on this side, and make sure you've got them in the cases or in the sleeves. Just treat this like it's bone china, because one scratch can make the whole thing skip or become completely unreadable. So this is a very delicate format. They need to be finalized. There's so many problems with them. And yeah, if you're getting them back from other companies and then they've told you, hey, nothing can be done, sorry, there's a massive chance that they have not gone through and spent the time like I just did here with this one. I mean, this is one of like 15 discs from this customer, and 5 of them were finalized, the rest weren't. And 2 of them were an absolute pain in the backside. So I build the pain in the ass factor into the cost of this. Sometimes they're not finalized, they won't finalize, They won't play. People ship me discs from around the world because everywhere they've tried in their country, everyone's just copped out. Went, nah, sorry. And then they charge them. Oh, well, we had to charge you because we tried. I had a gentleman recently, entire collection of 25 discs, handed them off to 2 different companies, paid twice, full price, and they wouldn't give him a refund. Or did they give him a refund? It was been so long, he let it sit there forever, like a year, didn't pick it up, and he was just kind of embarrassed to, like, you know, I don't really know the whole entire stories because I don't have black and white, you know, proof or whatever. But all I know is that you have to check Google Maps for reviews, not google.com, because it's just blistered with ads, usually from Legacy Box and iMemories and all these other companies. And then they got fake graphics with 5 stars. But if you go to Google Maps, maps.google.com, or just use the Google Maps app on your phone, and then type in the company, and you will see the true reviews. And hopefully they have a YouTube channel showing their skills, their passion, their attention to detail, you know, and then you can get a good feeling. Now, if you would like me to do this for you or get a quote, I need a lot of information. Gotmemories.com on the homepage. It's got all the different formats on there, but if you're not quite sure, you know, just fill out as best you can, and then I'll be in contact. And then I do require photographs of the data side of the discs, because I'm not going to have you send everything over to me if they've got, you know, someone's ran a Brillo pad on them, and which is common, and also if they're not finalized, if you don't remember what, you don't have the camera anymore, the power adapter, or something happened to the camera, I don't know. But there's so many problems with these drives. It's like carrying around a really sensitive piece of kit. And I mean, back, you know, 25 years ago when they came out. And now, years later, oh, also disc rot. If you've got these purple discs and they've got blotches on them, there's a couple here, but I don't know which ones they were, but they'll be like little darker purple blotches, like smudges, and that is where the adhesive, the top and the bottom, are coming apart. And you can YouTube disc rot, and it's very common now. So there's all these things, and people are like, oh, you know, just need them finalized, give them back to me, I'm just gonna, no, they are deteriorating. If you leave them in, you know, people that have left them in the heat in the garage, like, or in direct sunlight, like disc side up, data side up, where the sun is beaming in through the window every day for 15 years, that data more than likely is gone. So you have to be so careful with these discs, and whoever is going to be putting them to USB or cloud, you've got to do your due diligence, or else you're going to just be wasting time and money, and potentially them damaging them. Because I've had, they'll go, oh, they weren't scratched when I handed them to this company, and it's just taken some numbskull just to, like, you know, all it takes is for this side just to be scraped, like across, and it's done for. So just be really, really careful with them. And yeah, and remember, this is data recovery, okay? This isn't just the Mickey Mouse situation. I mean, look at this. Now it's been going for about, what, 4 minutes? Now it's up to 21 minutes. So this all takes time. Then they've got to be put on a drive. Then they've got to be uploaded to the cloud. So it's a lot of work involved. So, you know, be prepared. You know, this isn't going to cost, you know, $100 to get your entire family collection done by any means. Don't believe the ads you see online. This is time. Time is money. And yeah, so anyway, all the best to you. Cheers. Bye-bye.